Hey, thanks so much for finding the video. Do us a favor. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. And be sure to leave your comment. We love to interact. Enjoy the video. I would be remiss if I did not lead, though, with what is the biggest story presently in the NFL and the sporting world, and of course, because it is relevant to us here locally, which is the fact that apparently Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks are at odds. There is a long feature piece that was written in The Athletic that I would highly recommend you go read if you've not done so yet, which in great detail chronicles throughout this season a lot of the things that have led to this moment that have caused frustration by Russell Wilson between he and the Seahawks, which have led now to reports that Wilson would welcome a trade. Now, the reason this is relevant here, not just because Russell Wilson wants a trade, but Russell Wilson has a no-trade clause in his contract. Remember, he just finished the first year of a 4-year, $140 million contract in Seattle. And he has a no-trade clause. However, Russell Wilson's agent, Mark Rodgers, told Adam Schefter that Wilson has informed the Seahawks that he wants to play in Seattle. But if they consider a trade, the only teams that he would accept a trade to are the Dallas Cowboys, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Chicago Bears, and the New Orleans Saints. That is directly from Russell Wilson's agent, Mark Rodgers. Now, there were reports earlier that also included the Jets and the Dolphins. Those two are not mentioned here by Adam Schefter in a report directly from Russell Wilson's agent. So, I think if we're starting this conversation, first of all, should the Saints be interested in Russell Wilson? 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000, 100% yes. The hardest thing in the NFL to do is get an elite quarterback. You cannot win at an elite level without an elite quarterback. Russell Wilson is that, having won a Super Bowl, been to another. They've made the playoffs in Seattle 9 of his 10 years there as the starter. If you have a chance to get Russell Wilson, you absolutely do it. Okay, so there. Now we'll get to what it may cost in a second. The Jets and the Dolphins, to me, would have been bigger threats because they have greater assets to offer than the Saints. Both of them have a young quarterback and high draft picks. Miami theoretically could offer Tua and a top 10 pick. The Jets could offer Darnold and the number 2 overall pick. Any deal that the Jets or Dolphins would have put together would have been more attractive than anything the Saints could do. The Raiders, not so much. The Cowboys and Bears, not so much. A better first-round pick this year, of course, but keep in mind, if Russell Wilson goes to that team and part of what you get are future picks, then the future picks that you acquire aren't going to be as good because you would anticipate wherever Russ would go that they would win. Now, this is getting ahead of ourselves a little bit because for the same reason the Houston Texans don't want to trade Deshaun Watson, Seattle doesn't want to trade Russell Wilson. We just said it. You have an elite quarterback. It's the hardest thing in the NFL to find, and when you get one, you ride it till the wheels fall off. That's why the Saints were rolling with Drew Brees until the wheels came off the wagon, and he's 42 years old and could barely push the ball downfield anymore. When you have an elite quarterback, you ride that thing till the wheels fall off because you don't know what it's going to look like after. Look at the Denver Broncos. been a turnstile there since Peyton Manning retired. They have not figured it out. So if I'm Seattle, short of Russ demanding a trade like Deshaun Watson is, knowing you got him under contract for the next 3 years, I don't know why you would part ways with him. I don't know why you would move on from Russ, unless if there's just irreconcilable differences within that organization and you feel like it's just bad having him around. Hard to imagine that being the case, but maybe. Now, what would it cost? That's the obvious question that a lot of people are going to ask. Look at what we just saw with the Lions and the Rams. The Rams, to acquire Matt Stafford, sent a player in Jared Goff, 2 first-round picks, and a 3 to Detroit. A player, 2 1s, and a 3. That was for Matt Stafford. This is Russell Wilson. Same age. Both are 32 years old. But one guy's won a Super Bowl, been to another Super Bowl, been to the playoffs 9 out of 10 years, hasn't been past the divisional round since throwing the interception to end the Super Bowl after the 2014 season when they lost to New England when Malcolm Butler had that interception. But still a guy that was on the top of everybody's MVP ballot halfway through this season. It would cost New Orleans a player, and you better believe it would have to be someone of the ilk of Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Ryan Ramczyk, Marshawn Lattimore. It would have to be one of them. And this year's first-round pick, next year's first-round pick, and very likely another pick. Either one of the third-round picks you have this year, next year's 2, however that may look. That's probably where you would be looking. And the question is, would you be willing to give up all of that to get Russell Wilson? And my answer today and every day unequivocally is going to be yes. Whatever you have to send to them to get Russell Wilson, you send to them to get Russell Wilson. Because all the conversation we've had about should the Saints draft a quarterback, is it Jameis Winston? Do you go get another guy? Do you try to make a deal for Sam Darnold? All of those, all of them, no matter which one of those we discuss, the pros and cons, every one of those comes with a giant question mark because you don't really know if those guys are ever going to be elite NFL championship caliber quarterbacks. I know Russell Wilson is that. And he may only be that for another handful of years. But if in those 4 or 5 years, it gets you another championship, I'm in. I'll take the last 5 years, or the next 5 years of what Denver's become, a middling 500 team that can't figure out what it wants to do, if it means in the previous 5, you win another Super Bowl. I'm all in on that. If you ask me today what I think happens, I think Russell Wilson stays in Seattle. He's not pushing to get out, but his agent, this isn't us making it up, his agent told Adam Schefter there's 4 teams he would welcome a trade to. So make Seattle an offer. Cowboys, Saints, Raiders, Bears. Get them chips on the table, bro. Here's your answer. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.